We have somebody that is a little bit of a late addition, but we decided we're going to go ahead and squeeze Chad Crone in from Meow Chicken Fish. I don't know anything about your company other than you told me something was kind of interesting and cool. So, Sophie, you have my timer? Okay, so this nice lady in the back with the white on, she's going to give you the 1 minute warning when your time's almost up. But here's your mic, and you could take it from there.
Test. Hello, my name is Chad Crone. I am the founder of Flower City Crickets. We are farming crickets for human consumption. I started this company back in May. During the time when supply chains were in disarray, best time to have a startup. I 100% bootstrapped this, and now I bet you're wondering, how am I going to convince you to consume a cricket? So I'm going to break it down into 3 parts. The first part, social media. I am the top Snapchat user in Rochester. I'm the only person verified at the username Meow Chicken Fish. I have a large audience. I've been building my audience since 2016, and they're hyped about crickets. They wanted to see it done, and I'm going to make it happen. The funny thing is, I get a lot of people who are afraid of crickets, but since they like me, they're like, yeah, we'll try it. They have also coined a name for me, Cricket Jesus. I mean, look at me. I match that. So as you can see, I have the social media influence to do this. Part number 2, the environment. Crickets are great for the environment compared to the cattle industry. Crickets contain 55% protein, and compared to a steak, the weight 2 to 3 times the amount. Crickets also produce less methane, consume less water, less food, less land. The land's more optimized. Also, the production rate is lower, and the maturity rate is months compared to years. So crickets are very sustainable. Part 3 is the food. Now, I want you to visualize a cricket up here. And I know you have that mental block in your mind. I'm not going to do this. So we're going to make it easy for you. We're going to take the crickets and we're going to grind it into flour, hence the name Flower Base or Flower City Crickets. And then we're going to focus into making that flour into cookies, cakes, and ramen. And then focusing on industries like schools, prisons, and space travel. Now there's a term called gut loading, where you take the cricket and before you harvest them, you give them high nutritious vegetables and fruits. And therefore, you get a full-fledged meal in a small amount of product. And then you take that ramen, and that nutritious piece of ramen is going to solve 3 things. Food deserts, food insecurity, and also bring an influx of jobs to Rochester. Thank you.
All right. You need to talk to Flower City Union in the back with the name like Flower City Crickets. So, good stuff. Thank you so much. All right, we're going to keep things moving straight along. Is Michael Thaney here yet? Did Michael come? Okay, Michael. Michael is not here. So we're going to skip Michael for a second. Matthias West. Matt, welcome. Thanks, Matt. Matt's got he has one of my favorite places to hang out and visit, but I don't want to steal your thunder. So there you go, Matt.
Hello. Thank you for having me, Mark, and welcome everybody. My name is Matthias West, or Matt West. So Faircraft Brauhaus is actually something that maybe the name phonetically sounds familiar enough for a brewery or a brew house. Everybody likes beer, or at least most people. We have a wine drinker here too, I know, but we have both. So what was the idea of Faircraft Brauhaus? So Faircraft is actually a word I created in terms of fair port, fair trade, fair play. Craft as in craft brewing, certainly, but also as in music and arts. So the concept was really Faircraft to be a platform where you can meet the brewer, enjoy good beers, where you can meet the artist, fine arts. It's like a little bit of a gallery. And then also certainly the musicians. So tonight actually we have a big live jazz performance again with the Ted Perry Trio and local musicians. So Faircraft was that idea of having a Brauhaus, German-style beers, but also European old styles as well as modern American styles. Long story short, that is a startup business that we wanted to do in 2018. That's when I incorporated this company. Then, of course, things take always longer. Also the administrative side of things, finding the right location, and then funding. So Mark has asked me to present real quick what the brand of Faircraft is. Certainly, like standing for good beer, please try it out. It's always better to try it right in the brewery. But the other part is like every startup. I have done 5 startups over the last 2+ decades, 20 years plus, and actually all 5 are still existing. The first one was a little bit easier in terms of like it was a strong owner, and I was just only starting it as a president of the company. The other 4 were all my own in terms of I had to come up with the business plan, not only that, but also the finances. And just a couple of things real quick about startup finances. One of the 4 is a 501c3, non-for-profit. That's a whole different thing. You didn't need a lot of startup capital, but you needed a lot of labor and volunteers to do that. Other businesses are all for-profit. They're multi-million-dollar businesses these days, and they're all still going strong. So the idea with Faircraft was there wasn't an extra amount of funds available because I started an engineering firm a few years before that. That's where the money basically went. But we still wanted to do it, and the time was right. How did we go about this? Banks, they will only come in once you're successful for 2 years and you have your tax returns and you have your books where you can show and demonstrate how much revenue you're generating. So that's not an option. Loan sharks, neither a good option. So the other thing is you can save. You can also put your house up for collateral. But if you want to do one startup after the other because of opportunities, then clearly you have to be a little bit more creative in terms of how can I get this done now? Sometimes you give up some percentage of ownership. Sometimes you actually find angel investors, silent investors. And so the idea is, I just have 1 minute. So the idea is that we are able to find business partners that are willing to invest in the idea. So you have ideas, which is usually intellectual property, and intellectual property is sometimes confidential, but you got to present a little bit what the ideas are, and sometimes you can't disclose a lot, particularly if there is really IP that's you can patent a lot of things, but you don't want to give a lot of things away. So we came up with a shareholder structure for this particular company where we actually had people that could buy in 4%, 8% of the shares of the company, and that was the model that worked for us. So long story short, when the opportunity is there, sometimes it's better to do it and give up some of the stake in the company, but at least get it done. There's always a chance to buy some shares back later. And then the banks are coming in later if you still need them. At that point, we are actually able to invest basically based on the revenue that we are creating. And so now the banks are actually interested in coming, but we are not so much anymore. Ultimate stress test, of course, the pandemic. Business plan, again, you need to adjust and adjust and adjust. A business plan is not like done, one and done. It is really something that you have to consider updating, and the pandemic was another one of those things where funding and utilization of manpower, that was a big problem for us, because right now we are 27 employees strong, and that's still not enough. Fortunately, they're not all full-timers. Time's up. Thank you very much. If you want to check it out, Faircraft Brauhaus, right in downtown Village of Fairport, please come and see us. Thank you.
Thanks, Matt. Hold that 1 second. First of all, it's hard to keep things in 4 minutes, I know, real rough, but thanks for telling the financing tip. How can people find you again online? What's your website and...
Just Google Faircraft. You'll find that very easily, but Faircraft Brauhaus, it'll come up on everywhere. Instagram, social media, like Facebook, Twitter, everywhere. And come try the beers, have a conversation if you're interested in any other business questions. I'll leave a couple of business cards here, and also you'll find us on social media as well as the website. And feel free to stop by and ask for me. Thanks.
Perfect. Thanks, Matt. Appreciate it. Thanks. Oh, and how do we find your information as well? How can people find you?
You can follow me on Snapchat, MeowChickenfish, and that's pretty much it. So I'm driving that to my cricket startup.
Okay, perfect. Thank you. Thanks, Matt. Chad. Okay, next up is Polly Guglielmo. Polly, come on up. Actually, grab
I misread the email. I actually thought it was 4 hours. I'm going to go ahead with my 4
If you
hours.
got stand-up comedy, go for it. It's all you. I know you do. I know you do. You're good.
I am going to go ahead with my 4 hours.
I know you can talk for 4 hours.
I'm Paulie. I have a sauce brand, like a pasta sauce brand, and that's about 7 years old. I worked in media for 15 years. And a couple of years ago, I just became disenchanted with media, I guess. Like, what's up, man? I like getting up here and recognizing everybody. You know how newspaper doesn't seem like a great thing to be a part of? Radio, which what I was part of, is kind of like right behind it. And I was thinking like a business person. I was looking at radio going, this doesn't feel like this doesn't feel like the best ride to be on right now. So thanks, Fitz. So I got out and I went full time and I bought out my co-packer. If anyone doesn't know, a co-packer is somebody that you can basically hire to make your stuff for you. So I, at that time, had kind of been able to get to the point where I was able to buy out my co-packer. Today we have about 60 clients. We make about 200 different items. Some of those are very confidential because that's just the way the co-pack business is. But some stuff you would have heard of would be like Sticky Lips. We make their barbecue sauce, Agatina's pasta sauce, of course my own. And there's Uncle Ralph's, Coach Tony's, a lot of local brands that you see in jars. And the thing that I wanted to spend I'm assuming only about 2 more minutes talking about was the last couple of years and the importance of pivoting, and also how important it has been, especially recently, with how bad the labor thing has been, of just treating your people amazing. So a quick 60 seconds on pivoting. Without pivoting, we'd have just been screwed in the last couple of years. Every day there was a different bit of bad news. Because think about it, we're so reliant on what shipment is coming in, what glass can we get, what caps can we get. The amount of phone calls I've gotten in the last couple of years that were essentially just breaking the news to me that, those 82 millimeter caps that you need in production tomorrow to make the $12,000 salsa order you have, we can't get you any of those until next month, right? So calling your client and being able to kind of talk through the idea of maybe we could go in white caps instead of black caps. And sometimes they like that and sometimes they don't. But just being nimble and being able to pivot was so vital during the pandemic. And then recently in the last few months, it's really been more about labor. We've had days where we've set up job interviews, we're trying desperately to hire. We'll set up 10 job interviews and we'll have 1 or 2 people show up. It's really made me realize how important it has been to take people. You know what it's like when you have a star employee? Most of the people in this probably were star employees before they became entrepreneurs. It's possible that if you were treated like absolute gold in your old job, you could even maybe still be in that job. That actually probably maybe could have happened to me. But it didn't, and it often doesn't. And so now I try to recognize how much time, so 1 minute. I like you have the sign. That's nice. So now it has really just become very apparent to me how important it is when you have somebody who's great, you have got to bend over backwards to keep them because you can only scale so far by yourself. It's just impossible to scale beyond a certain point, and you're not good at everything. You might think, you probably don't think you are, but you might, there's going to be a weakness. You've got a giant strength in something. Do your strength, hire your weakness, and if you can hire a great weakness, if you have somebody who's just filling that hole for you, just take care of them. Check, and that doesn't just mean financially. You have to pay them well, but also just check in with them. That's the biggest thing. Just check with them every day. Sit with them for 2 minutes and just ask them, how's it going? What can I do to help you? Their job is to do their job. My job is to keep them wanting to do their job, right? That's it, I guess.
Actually, one quick mini question, because I know we're trying to keep things moving.
Let's do it.
If somebody has an idea, they want to make a salsa, they've got their grandmother's favorite sauce, they can come to you, right, and your manufacturing facility.
That's what we do. 585-350-5788. That's my cell phone number. It's on every jar of sauce. You can get it at Wegmans. If you want to get a hold of me, that is actually my cell phone number. So hit me up. Let's make grandma's salsa. Let's do it.
I have a hot sauce idea that I need to come to you at some point. All right, thank you, Polly. Let's put it right there.
Don't clap. That was bullshit. Don't clap.
Okay, next up, Eric Battleson. Eric, I told you didn't have to go first, and you don't. So It's all yours.
Thank you. Well, my name's Eric. I'm inventor, founder of the Chihuahua. Nobody knows what that is yet because it hasn't come to market, but we will be launching within the next 2 months. It'll be a product that's never been made before. The problem is still there, and everybody knows about it. Everybody has a basic 5-foot shower tub inside their home, and there's viral pictures all over the place of how dirty that liner can crawl up you. And they make many jokes about it. But us as people that have a basic 5-foot shower tub, we're acclimated to get in it, position it where it needs to go, and we try to get it to stay, but it never does. Other companies tried to solve the problem. They give you the curved shower liner. We all know that don't work either. And then the other company put weights down at the bottom, and once again, it don't work either. What happened was I actually accomplished it. It cannot touch you, period. It can't. So when I solved the problem, I accidentally created space. So when I saw what I did, when I say space, the outside wall of your tub is at 30 inches. Your liner now from top to bottom will be at 36 inches. That is 6 inches. That is 6 inches outside of the tub wall. So I can't release it yet because our marketing company says you only have one chance to launch a product. And when you launch your product, it has to be seen the appropriate way. But it is 100% a solution, and it will be out soon, and everybody will be able to see it. These guys were talking about things, manufacturing, as the gentleman just got done speaking about, very difficult. It's one of the biggest things that I've ever had to fight over, especially when people in America don't make the product that you're looking for. It's not made here. You can find industrial thick stuff, but you can't find the thin stuff, and 99% of the time it's because it's too sticky and they don't want to do it. So actually, when we do launch, and as the success happens, we already have found the automated machines to bring the jobs here to America to be able to make that here and to be able to do that here. It's just PVA, polyethylene vinyl acetate, but it's very tough to come by, and we do have to outsource for that. I did get lucky and was able to find all the manufacturing for all our plastic mold injection and all our plastic extrusion parts all here in America at very comparable prices for you what you can get overseas. So that was a very difficult thing to do, and it took thousands and thousands of phone calls. But to launch a product is extremely difficult. And right now, we're getting ready to come out where they're finishing up the website. All manufacturing is pretty much complete except for little designs. And it'll be on the market soon. This isn't my first rodeo. I own several roadside assistance companies throughout the United States, in California, here in New York, Baltimore, and in D.C. And that was tough too. Started it with my wife beater on, sitting out in front, waiting for somebody to come unlock my door, and had to call my insurance company. The people that came out were rude, ignorant, and they acted like we needed them. They didn't appreciate their consumer base. They didn't appreciate their customer. So my brother looks at me and goes, we should do this out of our cars. We won't do no towing. We'll just do lockouts, jump start, fuel delivery, tire change, and we'll just kiss our customers' butts. And that's exactly what he did. He got laid off 2 weeks later. He started a company providing a service that is already available. We were the second company to ever do it out of cars in the United States. And now everybody's doing everything out of cars now. But it's still in business today. And we got some of the best contracts with some of the best insurance companies out there. And if anybody has any questions, I'd be happy to answer anything, whether it has to do with manufacturing, where to find resources. There's so much there on the internet that's tough to find, but it's in there. It is in there. And I'd be happy to answer any of them. And I can't wait to show you because it is coming. And I'd be happy to show anybody what it is, but because we're live, I can't show you what it is, but privately one-on-one, I'd be happy to show you guys what the product is. We're very excited about it. And thank you, Genevieve, who did a lot of the work for this. A lot of the work for this was done by Genevieve to be able to actually accomplish it. But it's coming, and you guys will see it. You'll see the videos. It's going to be crazy and wild and viral, funny videos so that it drives the humor up. Thank you.
Awesome, Eric. Thank you. We can't wait to see it. I've already seen a little bit of it, so it's really cool. So we're looking forward to it. Thank you so much, Eric. Appreciate it. Okay. Okay, Tina Paradiso is up from Imprintable Solutions. Tina, welcome. Thank you. The mic is yours. And we're actually staying a little bit on time, so that's good. This is definitely not easy, but we're going for it. Thank you.
How's everyone doing this evening? I hate microphones, by the way. I think my mouth and my voice are big enough. So Imprintable Solutions, who are we? So we're a service that's of service to our community. What do? We uplift our customers' marketing and branding. We do it through printing, promotional products, and decorated apparel. But it's not the what we do that makes us different. It's the how. So we believe in conscious capitalism and serving leadership. We work with people that are at risk, opportunity, and disconnected from education and sustainable employment. So my company works with about 12 different organizations within the Rochester area. Young people come to us through them. Their internships, work tryouts, or on-the-job training last anywhere from 6 weeks to 9 months. The groups of people that we're working with are chronically homeless, gang-affiliated, re-entry, pregnant and parenting, refugees, English language learners, differently abled. So when we talk about diversity and inclusion, you can come into my shop at any day of the week. Not only do we say it, we actually do it. What has that led to? So when our young people, they're always working on their next step, whatever that next step is defined as. They define their next step. Not us, not we, not leadership. They define their next step. So if it's high school equivalency, that's what we're working on. If it's a bank account, that's what we're working on. We do a lot of lunch and learns. I just had a conversation earlier about, learning fiscal responsibility and what that looks like. What does a bank account look like? How do you use it? How do you get credit? How do you maintain and sustain a great credit score so you can move forward? I bring in experts in the field. They volunteer their time and their talent, and they teach our young people. So that's what we do. And we're a privately held business. We're not a nonprofit. This is all self-funded. So along with all those programs, we believe in taking care of our team members holistically. So I know some of you have been in my shop before. You've had the opportunity to come in, walk around, see what we do, how we do it, get involved, roll your sleeves up, give some information. We stock our kitchen once a month. And we stock it to what our team members' palette is. We have a washer and dryer on site. Sometimes this is the first time our young people are learning how to use a washer and dryer. We have a full working bathroom on site in case you need to take care of your personness. How do we normalize this, right? So a young person comes in and they're like, oh my gosh, are you for real right now? Who in their right mind is going to come in and use the shower? Well, I can tell you in about 4 days, starting November 15th into December 21st, we have our busy season, and guess who lives at the shop 24 hours a day? So we normalize it by having the leader of the company actually using the bathroom, the washer and dryer, and the kitchen. So this is who we are. This is what we do. And by the way, we do believe in capitalism. We are conscious capitalists, and the profits that we continue to make and our efficiencies have gone up come back into our program. So we have hired to date, after internships, over 30 of our young people until we move them on to their next step. So that's what it looks like. Thank you.
Thank you, Tina. Okay, Michael Thaney is here from Startup Grind. So, Michael, it's all yours. I now put you on the spot.
Yeah, I apologize for being late.
It's all good.
Hi, everyone. Mike Thaney here. I'm a director of the local Startup Grind chapter. By show of hands, has anyone heard of Startup Grind here? Got a few? All right. So really what our remit is we're basically helping foster the startup community. The organization was started in San Francisco by a couple founders who were just getting together. The goal really is to inspire, educate, and connect the startup community, and that could be a broad term. It did start in the Silicon Valley area, but it's not tech-focused. What we really do, what we spend a lot of time on is live in-person events. With the pandemic, we've done a lot of digital events, so you may see promotions from us around fireside chats. We're always trying to pull in good founders, lead the community, talk and share with the community. And recently we've been doing a series of pitch battles. Just quick shout out, Tina, actually, we had a social enterprise pitch battle, and Imprintable Solutions was the winner last time. But really what our organization's goal, right, is to help people founders or aspiring founders get the tools and resources they need to launch successful businesses, and hopefully that'll help. Rising tide raises all ships, right? So if anyone's interested, you could find us either on Twitter or Instagram at Startup Grind ROC, Rochester. And then we also have a website if anyone wants to sign up, contribute, attend events. And thanks for Mark for having us here today.
Yeah, thank you, Michael. And by the way, your Wednesday mornings are usually when you have your live chat, like Zoom calls and networking events, right? 7:30 or 7? I can't remember. It's early, I know.
So, yeah, there's a group that's spun up called Rochester Open Coffee Club. So it is, I guess, sponsored or hosted by Startup Grind. But every Wednesday we were in person. We've gone back to, during the pandemic, we went to Zoom. It is 7:30 in the morning. I'll admit I get there closer to 8 myself if you're not that much of a morning person. And we are doing them hybrid now, where some weeks we're online, some weeks we're online and in person. Most of them at Bar Bantam, Wednesday mornings, 7:30 a.m. if you're interested. Same thing, sign up for the mailing list. You'll get all the invites so you don't have to remember.
Awesome, Michael. Thank you so much. Thanks for coming. And I know you're moderating a panel in a minute, too. Thank you. Okay, next up, and we're actually staying on task here, which is good. Adam Vogel is here to tell you about Flower City Union Professional Soccer coming back to Rochester, New York. Adam, it's all yours.
Thanks, Mark.
Actually, we got a presentation.
Well, yeah, I was on the Pauley understanding. I was planning to speak for a few hours here, so I prepared some slides. Probably going to bypass them and just talk to you guys for a few minutes. Spare you the details, but really appreciate the opportunity. We're very, very excited to connect with everybody in the room here, and Mark, thanks for giving us some time. So we are Flower City Union, rooted in Rochester. We are the brand new professional soccer team here that's starting up in Rochester beginning in the spring. So you'll see a lot more of this logo hopefully around the town and the area. There's really 3 cores that we're focused on. Number 1, soccer. I think soccer has a really rich history in this city, with the Rhinos and just a lot of success in the past. And, we really want to help grow off of that. 2, community. And that's really our focal point here is how we're going to grow our business and really operate day to day is community in mind every step of the way. And I'll touch on that a little bit more here in a minute. And then educational partnership. So some of our staff you'll see in the back, they're actually grad students at St. John Fisher College. So we have a really unique relationship with them where a lot of our full-time mid-level managers and executives and account executives are aspiring sport industry professionals. So it's really a unique way to help mold the future industry leaders in sport and entertainment. So there's a lot back there. There's a lot of swag. There's some opportunity to win a free suite this year. All you have to do is fill out your information or drop off of a business card. But we really want to talk about 4 ways that you all can get involved. And it doesn't matter, what type of business you run, what you enjoy to do. I think we have something for everybody with part of our club. Number 1 is on the soccer side. So if anybody here is a parent or a soccer mom or dad, we really are excited with the relationships that we're building on the youth end. And unlike some other large programs or large clubs, we're not competing. We're not having our own youth program at this moment. Our focus is how do we become advocates and friends of other youth soccer programs to help elevate them. So that's the first piece. Zach, who runs our soccer operations, is in the back, and you can talk more to him about that. Second is tickets. Obviously, as a soccer club, we're going to have tickets to sell, and we want to be able to have as many people in our venue as possible. So whether that's planning a birthday party, a bachelorette party, you want to be a seasoned member yourself, there's a little something for everybody. We'll have up to 10 or 11 suites available on a per-game basis. Partnership and sponsorship. What's really fun about being where we're at right now as a startup is it's a blank canvas. We can literally customize and do anything that can help elevate your business or elevate your cause or elevate your initiative, whether it's a nonprofit, a for-profit. Had a conversation yesterday my buddy John back there with a company, local company that during the holidays, they're really big advocates for the Toys for Tots program. So we're now talking about doing a Christmas in the summer type of initiative or holiday in the summer type of initiative where we'll collect toys at our stadium and give them back to this organization so they can make a contribution in the summer. We had a conversation about having a co-branded job fair with a local company that's struggling to fill employees right now on the sales and the operation side. So again, anything that your organization really succeeds in and you just want to take that to the next level, or you might be struggling within this past year, we can come up with a creative solution or at least run ideas by you. So I think the sponsorship piece is really exciting. We have everything from kit sponsors available, which would be getting your logo on our jersey, to branding within our stadium, to social media, and really having our social media team promote you. And then the final piece is the investment side. And what's really unique about what we're doing here is on the crowdfunding end. So I was joking, and hopefully I can say this, but for less than the price of a venti at Starbucks, you can buy a share of our team. You know, we're still working on the valuation piece, but anybody and everybody can get involved to be an equitable sponsor of our organization. So whether that's just supporting the club because you love Rochester, you love the community, and you want to give back, you can make an investment as low as $150. Or if you want to be more of a larger partner with us, we can have those conversations as well. But we want to be funded, by the community. We're rooted in Rochester. We really believe in that ethos, and just really excited to hit the pitch this spring and really build something special here and start it with people like you in this room that love the city and love this area. So if you have some time, stop back and visit us. We have some merchandise. Like I said, we have that raffle that we're doing today for free. All you have to do is drop in your business card for a luxury suite. And we just launched on Monday our season ticket deposits, our season membership deposits. So for just $50, you can get on the list. We'll be filling seats starting in January after the holiday, where you can actually come down and hand select your season membership location. So appreciate the time, and we look forward to networking with you all.
Thank you, Adam. And next, Natasha House is up next from Roberts Wesleyan. So Adam, if you could pass her the mic, thank you.
The stadium? Yep, so we're playing in the downtown stadium. Yep. Thanks.
We're starting whenever you're ready. Okay. By the way, I noticed besides Matt, one of my other favorite people just showed up, Randy Agnes from Agnes Wine. So you're going to bear with us. Around 5:30 or so, we're going to start maybe doing a little wine sampling, and we've got some beer here as well. But not to steal Natasha's time. So whenever you're ready, you go ahead and start. And thank you so much for coming. And Natasha House, Roberts Wesleyan, thank you.
Did you know that 77% of organizations report a lack of leadership? Just go with me for a moment. You finally launched the business of your dreams. You have a solid team, and all of a sudden, your whole team quits. How could this happen? What do? 50% of employees that leave their jobs leave because of terrible leadership. My name is Natasha House, and I'm the Assistant Director for Enrollment at Roberts Wesleyan College. I'm here today because I have the solution for lackluster leadership. Many of you are familiar with the traditional old school MBA, it's a business administration degree. But you may not know about the MSL. The MSL is a Master's in Strategic Leadership, and at Roberts Wesleyan, we refer to it as the next generation business degree. So true story, Dr. Joel Holmans was a Wegmans professional for 10 plus years, and he worked in an HR capacity for Wegmans. He was able to interview many top-notch, high-level MBA graduates But unfortunately, he was unable to hire them. He couldn't even hire them because they lacked the morals and the ethics necessary for management. So an MBA degree is going to teach you how to manage systems. But an MSL will give you the tools to inspire and motivate people. An MBA focuses on the tactical components of finance, marketing, accounting, but an MSL will give you the ability to think critically about those systems and make ethical decisions surrounding them, how to build and empower a team. And as a business owner, this is critical. Our school was founded upon foundational principles regarding character. So we often say to this day on our campus that we are scholars and professionals that connect our head to our heart and then engage our hands. So basically what that means is we are not just individuals who graduate with degrees that have just no meaning. We don't just have letters behind our name for no reason. We at Roberts Wesleyan equip people to be better business owners and to develop their servant leadership. So how do you get in on this? You're a business owner, and of course you don't want to quit your day job, but you want to get this degree. You don't have to quit what you're doing. You don't have to leave your family. You can take these courses part-time or full-time. You can take them in person or online. And in as little as 12 or 24 months, you can have this next generation business degree under your belt. If you're a terrible test taker, this whole program exists without tests. You don't have to take an exam to be enrolled. We want you to be able to focus on mastering the skills necessary for being a better business owner. This is a program that will change your life and make a better leader out of you. There's so much more to being a leader than giving bonuses and free food. The question is, do you know what drives people? Do you know what makes them happy? Can you motivate your team? Can you manage yourself? John Maxwell said, leaders become great not because of their power, but because of their ability to empower others. If you visit my table, the first 3 people that sign up to get more information will get a free gift at my table. My name is Natasha House. My number is 594-6771. Contact me. I would love to sign you up and enroll you in this program.
All right. Thank you, Natasha. That was excellent, by the way. Well done. Thank you. Okay. Keeping this segment moving along. InnoSec, John Carba is here. Did you want to say something, Eric, about them, or real quick? Thanks,
Thank you, Eric.
Thanks, John.
Yeah, hi guys. John Carbo, I'm the production manager for InnoSec. We are an additive manufacturing company. So it's just a fancy way of saying we use 3D printers to make things. And we found a market where we have started producing intermediate volume production levels things, which is like 20 units to 2,000 to 5,000 units. So we're helping customers in market validation, testing out their products, getting it out into the field, seeing if there's a market there, just testing out low quantity things before moving into like full injection molding pieces. We've worked with companies like ACV Auctions, L3 Harris, list goes on and on, just helping bring their products to market faster, just validate faster and do it in an economical fashion before you move into a huge tooling cost and dropping tons of money on injection molding pieces. So another market that we've found is promoting legacy items, things that can no longer be manufactured by companies. They still need these items to be in service, and they come to us. We reverse engineer them and produce them in-house. Anything from things to make manufacturing faster for things that are even like in service and out in the field and are being used. We've got team of engineers that help redesign things, team of engineers that run these 3D printers day to day. They run 24/7 nonstop, and we're able to hit those large quantities, but at the same time, not bridge into the injection molding side of things, where it does become, quite cost competitive up in those areas. So yeah, we've helped out companies like Eric's, Chihuahua. They're testing out the market right now, seeing how this product's going to sell and who they're going to impact with it. So create a couple prototypes for them, see how it's going to go, and then eventually move on into the real world, start making thousands of units, promoting it across the world, and hit these target audiences that they want to go and see. So thank you guys for the opportunity. Come by the booth, check out some of the things that we've seen, get a feel for it in your hand. It's one right there with the chicken wing in it. It's a fun little piece that we did. And we can talk one-on-one and go into more depth on our capabilities. Thanks, guys.
Thank you, John. Thank you. All right, next is Rumela Cameron from Convergence Business Solutions. Rumela, thanks for coming. You want me to? I can go to your website while you're talking. So, okay, great. Thank you.
Good evening, everyone. How are you? We need to be a little bit more alive over here. There we go. Well, my name is Rumela Cameron, and I founded Convergence Business Solutions back in 2015. Before that, I was working in various roles as an administrative assistant, executive assistant, and some support role. And I was working at a company that told me 30 days in that my assignment was ending. And I thought this was a full-time position. And I decided at that time that I need to develop a company that will pretty much provide the same administrative services and support to small business owners. And that's pretty much where I started my company. You can scroll down just a little bit. So the services we provide is virtual assistant services, business planning, and consulting. How many people here are business owners? Let me see those hands. How many of you feel like you have too much on your plate? Come on, you can be honest. Okay. And another question is, how many of you feel as though you wear too many hats? Oh, I know I do. So again, with Convergence Business Solutions, we provide administrative support services to help alleviate your plate. You can outsource and delegate all of your administrative services down to, let's say, email marketing, up to, funnels? Anything, honestly. And our services are tailored to your needs. Our budgets are also customized. One of the services we actually started rolling out in 2020 was credit repair. It's a little bit different from the virtual assistant services. But one of the services that brings a lot of our clients in the door is business planning. And a lot of times those business owners are looking for funding. And one of the things they're lacking is a great credit score. So we decided to provide credit repair services in-house to help those business owners be able to get funding for their for whatever projects and startups that they're doing. I don't want to take up too much time, but on November 17th, we are hosting our business plan workshop. We have Jesse from Citizens Bank, which is our branch manager, that's going to help discuss and explain the different services, the different types of things that they're looking for in their business plan. So if you can stop by my table, I don't want to take up too much time. If you can put a business plan, I'm messing up today. Hey, that's it. But anyways, if you can stop by my table, put a business card in there. We have a gift that we're giving away, and we are also offering a strategy session, a 90-minute strategy session to help you start with your business plans. Thank you.
Thank you. Right. By the way, Rumela was on a podcast show that I have called Freedom Biz Now not too long ago. I thought you did great in that show. Come on. I'm not going to say. All right. You got to say the fun fact. Come on. Go ahead. Tell them the fun fact.
Right.
Rumela.
I guess so. The fun fact is I'm also a professional wrestler. I've been wrestling for over 12 years. So.
Sorry. I know it is what it's funny. Thank you. All right. Moving along. So, next up. Got my old glasses here. Who's next? Valiant Wealth Management. The gentleman that was here had to leave for something that came up. So Next up is Anthony Marotti from Afex BioCleanse Systems. They are a company headquartered right here in Rochester. I actually work for Afex BioCleanse Systems. So Anthony is here to tell you about this company and the revolutionary products. And there is a table in the back that Anthony will tell you more about as well. Anthony, it's all yours. I'll put your slide up in a minute.
Mark heads up the sales and marketing division. I head up the investor relations division. So why am I here? Let's see. It's a startup summit, and we've been in business 11 years. So what's startup about that? Well, we're in a very technical business. We produce, we compete with chemical companies. We produce sanitizing solutions. So it's kind of high tech. There's a lot of R&D. So we really didn't get off the block of doing business, the business of doing business, for quite a while into our rhythm. So anyway, we did go public about a year ago, roughly a year ago. So as a pubco, we are pretty much a startup. Let me just ask a quick couple of questions. Most of you people are here. It's a startup summit. How many of you actually own businesses? Was that me? I promise not to do it again. Just a show of hands. How many people own businesses? Is this better? Okay. And how many of you have owned businesses more than 5 years? Okay. And how many of you are privately funded? Anybody considering doing a public offering? Show of hands. Going to stay away from that? Do what? I got an electric personality. A lot of interference. Computers hate me. So anyway, we made the decision to take a public venue so we get more exposure. Now, a lot of you are going to probably relate to this. In the beginning, we were like the ugly stepchild that nobody wanted to see. They kept us in the basement. We would tell people about our product. And by the way, our product kills the most deadly germs on the planet. And it doesn't do it with toxic chemicals. It doesn't do it with chlorine or alcohol or anything dangerous. In fact, we are actually considered water. You could drink our solutions and it wouldn't hurt you. So we're killing the most dangerous germs on the planet without hurting the environment, which is really important. So we don't have that chemical runoff into our drinking supply. We're not killing any animals. We're not killing the bees, which we need. Got to keep the bees. Don't kill the bees. So it's really important. But we're so good at killing germs that would come up to us and say, by the way, do you do this? Can you kill this? And the person who was working, who invented the product, would just say yes, and then all of a sudden we go in a direction creating a product for this new market niche, right? A very important thing for startups is keep a focus, because what that did is it cost us a lot of money and a lot of time, and we never did penetrate the market. So we had this R&D thing happening, which is going to take a lot of time. Plus, by the way, we have to have FDA approval, we have to have EPA approval, all of that costs money. And tests. So here we are anyway, doing everything, and it hurt our credibility. And if that's, a lot of you probably find yourself in that position where you're so good at so many things, it's hard to find a focus. And if times are tight, you start to grab at things that look like the low-hanging fruit. But that's probably a mistake. So focus is very important. So what we did is we started to focus. And it's working out for us very well. But in the beginning, we had a lot of people, no one believed us because we can do all of these wonderful things. We literally have revolutionary technology. Everyone says, but we actually have it. Because to be able to kill all those germs and not hurt the environment, that is revolutionary. So anyway, nobody believed us. So the first 5 years, it was just, we were getting beat up everywhere we went. Finally, we're past 5 years and people said, they're still around. There must be something to this. So they started believing us more. So we would come up with these independent lab test results that showed that every one of our claims is true. people still didn't believe it. Even chemists didn't believe us. So a lot of you might get resistance in the beginning, but I would say that tenacity is one of the key ingredients to success. If you don't give up, eventually you'll make it, unless you have really a bad product. And some of those even make it with the right tenacity. So anyway, we started out, we were private. We found out that if we merged with a particular company, it gave us this really cool platform. And we did that, and everything's been a lot better. We ended up acquiring a company called Biofoam, which is really another revolutionary technology. It uses, it's like a web. We have the products up here, by the way. And what it does, it's a foam, and it actually captures the germs inside of it. And then our EPA registered sanitizer kills the germs. So it's pretty cool. When we did that, when we acquired Biofoam, though, it was a big step up because we also acquired someone we both know, Scott Smith, who at this very moment, what time does he go on? He's speaking at Baylor University. Isn't that cool? And he is the go-to guy. Actual municipalities call him when they have a problem with oil spills. States call him, countries call him. He helped California when they had that oil spill. So our Biofoam product is used not only to kill germs, for instance, sanitation at a restaurant or whatever in home. By the way, if you see somebody at a restaurant cleaning that table and you think that they're actually cleaning that table and disinfecting it, if they're using, depending on what they're using, paper toweling, which is not, it's a single-use product. Paper toweling will actually completely make that quat-based cleansing product useless, completely useless. So they might as well just be spreading water and spreading the germs everywhere. So the Biofoam doesn't do that, number one. And then our product kills everything it touches. So it's pretty cool. So with Scott, we are working on, we did a study at Martha's Vineyard, right? Where we did water treatment, success, very successful. All of this, by the way, can be seen on our website. We have a lot of information. I'd love you guys to sign up or grab my card. There's a lot of information there's no way I can cover here. But for if you're interested in maybe distributing our product, buying our product, or investing in our company, I'm the guy to talk to. The distribution and sales, that's the guy to talk to. But now with Scott Smith, we've got this whole new level of credibility, which is pretty cool. So tenacity, stick with it, focus, align yourself with people who are very good at what they do. And here's something we've learned. There's a lot of issues when you're a startup company, especially when you go public. You wouldn't believe how many people wanted to possess and covet our product, our technology. You got to protect your IP. And someone else spoke about it earlier. You have to protect your IP while you're sane enough to promote your IP. It's very tricky, but very important. And by the way, if you guys reach out to me at some later date, grab my card. I'd be more than happy to share some real in-the-trench stories about starting up, what to avoid, especially if you're going public, because the sharks are out there. By the way, one of our partners with Biofoam is the original shark, Kevin Harrington. So we've got a lot of credible people on our teams. So anyway, guys, I'd love you to contact us, find out more about our products. Give me a call. I love talking to our investors, and Mark loves talking to our potential distributors and people that want to purchase our products. So please reach out to me. Love to talk to you. My cards are at the table, and Mark's always available as well. Thank you. Thank you.
Well done, Anthony. Thank you. Thanks, Anthony.